What's up, guys? It's Sam here. And did you ever think that you might want to invest in the world's best sausage roll? Well, here you are. You can look at Greggs. I have over here that's kind of slightly not in screen, but there it is. It's Greggs. It's one of the largest bakery chains in the UK, and you can invest them through the London Stock Exchange. I'm going to go into them and tell you a bit about them, look at a bit of their financials, all that kind of stuff, and just see, is it worth investing in sausage rolls? So, guys, without further ado, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps us out an awful lot. And remember to check out all of our socials down below. We've got Instagram, TikTok, Discord, all that. Check them all out. And if you want free Bitcoin, hit into Nexo and BlockFi and check out our sponsor of 35mm vintage also down there as well. So, guys, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So, guys, for you who don't know who Greggs are, they're basically the largest bakery chain inside the UK, and they're run by Roger Whiteside. So they have been a company that has been growing very kind of rapidly, really, for the industry that it's in. It's come on leaps and bounds over the last decade, and they're still expanding rapidly into more and more stores all around the UK. So this way is kind of interesting to take a look at this, because it's not an industry that people would look at if they want to invest. They don't particularly go looking for, oh, what is the next disruptive technology? What's the next EV? Not as what is the nicest sausage roll on the planet kind of job. So this is why I decided to take a look at Greggs and give my opinion on it and whether I would actually buy it or not, potentially. So look, I'm just going to go in depth into what's going on with Greggs, go through their site, go a bit about what their CEO, their shareholders, and their financial outlook, and how they are expanding at the moment too. So, guys, let's go straight onto the site. So, guys, this is Greggs' site. So it kind of has all the things you would think of as of your kind of local bakery, so to speak, just like your coffees, your breakfast, your savories, salads, sweet treats, and hot food. And basically just a chain that's developed into over 2,000 sites all around the UK, which has made them extremely successful. So yeah, as you can see, all this kind of promotion stuff at the moment, like it's probably one of the busiest periods of the year for them. And look, they're just you're kind of whatever you kind of think you associate with a bakery, Greggs will do it. And they're extremely famous basically for their sausage rolls, which they get people in. Because based on the sausage rolls, they actually run at a negative to basically get people in that they start buying other items with higher profit margins. Like, so they've also developed, as with COVID-19, into a delivery service, as well as being like an in-store chain too. Like, so look, kind of very briefly is what they're all about. But yeah, that's what their products are and stuff, and it's essentially just like every kind of local centre that we might have in Ireland, except they just kind of specifically go on baked goods. So this is a bit look at Greggs' kind of recent results. So they report slightly different in the UK to the ones in the US, where they do it like every quarter. So this is what happened in August for the first half of the year. So obviously we know COVID-19 and everything, it's slowed down the growth of Greggs and actually turn them into a loss. So a lot of the comparisons that they do make is actually to 2019. But yeah, we had first half of like sales down 9.2% based on Q2 of last year. First half profit before tax, is 55.5 million. Strong cash generation interim, and the dividend increase of 15p per share was declared. So that's all quite positive. They continue their dividend as well, which is around the 1% mark. But yeah, as we can see here, sales are literally nearly back, only very slightly off what it was in 2019, which is good to see as well. The profit and loss is actually better than it was in 2019, so this is all extremely positive. We have a earnings per share of 43.2p compared to 28 in 2019, and a loss of 53 last year. So this is absolutely fantastic. Like, so you can kind of see their sales here as well, based on like a lockdown sort of scenario. So lockdown 2, lockdown 3, how it was kind of affected. Like, so look, they managed to get over it pretty much, and now they're literally back to nearly where they were in 2019, and I think they're actually on course this year to go past the level that they had in 2019. So that's all going to be extremely positive stuff. And is also making sure that they have the dividend coming in as well, like, which is crazy, because a lot of companies declared that they weren't going to pay their dividend out for basically till they were secure that they were out of the COVID kind of situation. So yeah, look, it's all very, very positive. And then you're looking at this one. So this is where the growth is seen in Greggs. So the opportunity to expand the UK estate to at least 3,000 shops. So they're currently at 2,115. Which is extremely positive, an extra 900 shops. So you can see the revenue then would increase massively. They do obviously close some shops and reopen them in different places. So they kind of do have some shops that do close, reopening. But yeah, they're expecting 100 net new shops by the end of 2021, which is extremely positive compared to where we were last year. So they're absolutely fantastic as well. They have these Greggs rewards programs. They're also developing more on their menu development is all coming in as well. They've obviously probably done work to their supply chain, as supply chain is just an absolute nightmare across the board all over the world at the moment. So yeah, that's positive as well. Also support systems that they use, like they use SAP, Microsoft, that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, look, they are very, very positive coming through this year. They're stronger than expected levels of sustained sales recovery in recent months. Very, very positive. 0.4% growth is definitely positive compared to last year when they made a loss. So yeah, they now expect full year's profit and slightly ahead of previous expectations. So according to all of this that came out in the first quarter, we haven't got the second quarter, the first half, sorry. We haven't got the second half results out. They probably come out in January, February time, but extremely positive that they've actually upped their expectations. So look, this is a bit of a growth story, as you'll kind of see where they have come on in the last decade or so. So we'll move on to the next slide. Here is just a glance at all of Greggs' kind of financials over the last few years. So we can kind of see, we're going to start probably from 2015 to see how much they have grown. So they had like a pretty decent increase really from 2015 to 2019. So look, I know this is kind of a bit out of date, but we'll kind of get to where we expect them to be by the end of this year. So yeah, 835 million to 1.167 billion, which is a very good increase on a yearly basis. So yeah, 13%, 7.4, 7.4, 7.4, 3.7. But remember that it's a consumable, it's a bakery. It's not like a tech stock where they're basically growing extremely rapidly. It's just a good, consistent growth story over several years. So you're kind of looking at this and it looked reasonable, quite good. They're obviously still growing at a very, very nice rate. But what we want to look at here is from 2015, they had 1,698 shops, 2,050 in 2019, which is now going to be at least 2,100 in 2021 and increasing hopefully to 3,000 shops over time. So this is all extremely positive. So once we get the results out for 2021, that will probably be not too long, but once we get them out, we'll be able to see the progress, how many shops that they've got, and whether this growth rate is going to be sustained. So I think what we need to do now is actually look at the share price and where it's been and where it's going, in my personal opinion, over the next few years, and you'll see the previous growth that has happened too. So guys, here we have the price of Greggs over the last 5 years. So it's had a very, very good return. So you started at 5 years ago 972, and now you're up at around 3,000, which is around just over a 200% gain, which is absolutely fantastic, considering if you were just an S&P 500 investor, you probably would have only doubled your money in that time if you were lucky, or normally it averagely takes around 7 years. So this is an extremely positive, it's extremely positive. They've had a good return for all the shareholders involved, and they have a decent price target also for next year, which is probably another 10-12% increase, which is forecast, which should also be very, very, very good. As we said, the average is around 8% per year, so we'll be beating the market. So also, when you want to look at the statistics. Trailing PE is 36, probably been hit from them COVID restrictions and stuff that we also talked about, and they have a forward PE of 26. So that's what you always like to see as well. A current PE is always higher than the forward PE, which means they're going to be increasing profitability over the next 12 months or so. So price of sales, quite cheap, and book also quite good as well. Profit margin, look, their operating margins are not going to be high. It's 8% to 10% on an operating margin. They're not going to be high because it is a bakery when it comes down to it. Like, there's only so much money you can make off Cornish pasty. So yeah, look, there's revenue 1 billion per year, which is pretty good, and they're expecting to finish this year 2021 with a 1.2 billion. Like, so that's actually a pretty good increase of around a year. Total cash on the balance sheet is 118. Yeah, quite a high debt load of 300 million compared to their cash. But yeah, look, it's a lot of these UK companies do find they actually are higher debt, but also that has probably come on from the pandemic as well, and trying to mitigate that too. So yeah, look, I think that's all pretty positive. Yahoo Finance doesn't really have the UK stocks covered as well. Like, so if you kind of go into analysis here, like, you're only getting 2019 numbers, which is no good to us really. So yeah, look, it is quite, look, it's good. It's pretty good really for the price that it is. But ratios are pretty good. The growth rate is looking pretty good too. So yeah, look, it definitely is possibly one to consider. Like, if you do want to be investing in baked goods, you're also getting away from an American stock, so you're not solely dependent on one country. So yeah, it's a pretty attractive position really. So guys, would I buy Greggs in the end? And it is something I actually potentially would consider adding to my portfolio. You've got good steady growth. They seem to be expanding in all the right areas. They've been hassled through what has happened with COVID, probably Brexit implications as well. It also probably stunted their growth from going into the EU, but inside the UK, they're growing extremely kind of rapidly, really. And yeah, I'm fairly confident they have a bright future, especially if they get to 3,000 stores in the next few years. It'd be absolutely fantastic to see. And yeah, look, it is definitely one to consider if you want exposure outside of the US too. So guys, that is it. That's my synopsis on what the best sausage roll maker in the entire world is as a stock, and where I think it's going to be going. Like, so look guys, if you like this, remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out all the things down below, all the socials, all that sort of stuff. It'd be absolutely fantastic if you could, and enjoy Christmas, and we will see you in the video after Christmas sometime. So thank you. Bye bye.